tell you something. The STI, which shall remain nameless, sexually transmitted infection. The guy knew he had the disease. So we were already blown that you're with somebody who has a challenge.
There's disability.
We were already blown with the fact that it's another man. But now we're truly blown because he has something that can't be cured. And you know he's on fire. But you can't resist.
You can't resist another
Sacrifice his job, his reputation, sacrifice everything. Because he couldn't give up the pleasure.
No.
And I'm telling y'all know, y'all just spent a day in my life. You would have one of the most eventful days in your life. To hear the stuff that I hear that people are calling me, Sister Keisha, I need to know what to do about X, Y, and Z. And I'm like,
you should write a book.
Why people think I know the answer.
You can call it Keisha's Confessions.
I guess so.
And just change the names.
Right, change the names. But it was unbelievable, and the person didn't call any names. So I don't know what's good is I don't know the names of any of these people. Because that's one of my things. Okay, if you're going to say something to me, don't give me no names so I can be clear. You know what I mean? About what I need to say to you. So I don't have to try to figure it out. Just make sure you tell me all the truth. And this is my opinion. I make all this stuff real plain. But sacrifice everything. Gave it all up. Because you couldn't resist.
You about to blow me.
What kind of demon is that?
You about to blow me.
Because that's a demon. What kind of demon is that? That would overtake you so mad when you look at somebody and say, I got to. I got to. I have to. I have to. I have to. I can't not do this. Sacrifice career, sacrifice years working.
So wait a minute, did anybody know this guy was gay before?
No!
So
we all.
So he was like just down low, and then all of a sudden
nobody knew.
I'm gay for this retarded,
comprehend something or understand something.
A little bit, kind of. There's so much wrong.
So he wasn't even like suspect.
What job?
He was not suspect. He was not suspect.
What job is this?
Can't say the job.
So what job is this?
I don't understand. Like, I'm really like blown away by this.
I want y'all to hear this. He knows how to do stuff.
That mentally shocked. Why do you even have an STI? And why do you look this good to everybody?
Because that's the one thing he does well. It's like Rain Man.
This is the thing. There are high functioning people.
Yes, high functioning autistics.
There are high functioning people. They have a disability, but they're still high functioning. Yeah. They know how to go to work. They know how to do so and so.
It's just going on my job.
Yeah.
It's two launching working Johnny Rockets. Oh, one Rocket, Johnny Rockets, and then it's a man. Oh, well,
let's cut this joint off.
And Johnny Rocket, like they both whatever, and the one girl, like you could tell it had a she had a disability, but like the way like she get the work clock and do whatever she do, I don't know what she does. You could tell because like she be smiling real hard and like.
What if she just happy?
One time she was walking through the parking lot.
She got something going on.
Is that you, Mom?
And then it's enough of
But look, she's high functioning enough to work at the job. That's what I'm saying. Just because people have, and please understand the community, and please understand that community.
They retarded.
That's right. And let me tell you something. Regardless of the mentality of that person, their bodies work fine. Many of them are developed. Many of them have cycles. I worked many years for people with multiple disabilities. That's why I think that's why I'm sensitive to so many
maybe
things.
he got a disease too.
But
I think he got something wrong in his head. He
was completely overcome. Now this man was a respected person in his field. Respected person in his field. He was so overwhelmed with lust that he could not resist.
That's creepy.
That's weird. And he was willing to give it all up. So why do we sacrifice? Let's just be safe. We'll come back to this. Why do we sacrifice? Please listen to this, because we're going to come to the scriptures for this. Why sacrifice? We sacrifice one of them is lust. I'm going to put lust or greed. Lust or greed. Can you give me an instance in the Bible where somebody sacrificed everything because they were greedy or because they lusted?
Samson.
Yeah. Samson.
Samson.
That's the one that everybody goes to.
Somebody go to Judges. Sam's. I want to say Judges.
The dude in the army.
Oh, thank
I want y'all to think about it because I want y'all to see the end of it.
Or David.
Judges what?
Judges. I mean, it's all over Judges.
Yeah, it's like the main thing.
Samson, Judges 15.
Here we go.
You said Judges 15?
Yep, Judges 15.
What verse?
Judges 15, verse 4. And it came to pass afterwards that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was, what was her name?
Judges
15. Judges 16. I meant 16.
Oh, I'm like, that's not what they said.
15's at the top of my thing. 16's in the middle of the page. Before we even go there, look at verse 1 in chapter 16. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there a harlot.
And went unto her.
That's what's up.
What did he do?
Harley.
What does that mean to go in unto somebody?
He did the what's up.
Right. All that. You knew that. So to go in, when you see in the Bible, he went in unto her, or he knew her and they knew each other. Because when you do have sexual relations, you know somebody on another level.
Well, I had heard this one thing about that where only a married man and woman can know each other, and everybody else lays with each other, or they go unto, or whatever. But yeah, I heard that one too.
He said what? What did he say? What did you say?
Only a married man and woman can know each other.
Like, you
Sexual
say like,
relations, right?
that they more intimate than other people?
No,
I guess.
like, I understand each other, right?
No, I understand each other, but
That's a phrase in the Bible. Whenever you see in the Bible, they know each other or they knew each other. Well, I don't know. I don't. That would have to be proven to me, because whether we married or not, if I lay down with you,
I'm intimate.
yeah, and you know me.
I would hope so.
You know
You
me.
hope.
You know me better than most people know me.
You think?
Even regardless if
Straight
you're
up.
married or not, you could pick up somebody's trade
Yes,
or
you
whatever,
can.
regardless if you're married or not.
Yes, you
My
can.
man picked up this
Yes, you
spitting
can.
Because it was this girl that used to just spit.
the girl spitting. I hate when girls spit.
That's
And
disgusting.
like, he ended up picking up.
So then you maybe she
He
That's
never-
just something about that one.
So
y'all know I'm not lying.
vacation Bible.
No, like he don't like
I
it.
told
He
y'all that
didn't
made me fun
like
like
it.
3 years ago, right? That wasn't even this time. But you see, I'm not lying, right?
He don't even like it. And then he just started doing it. I was like,
Straight
when you
up.
realize you did it, he said, no, I didn't even know I did it.
Straight up.
That's gross.
Straight up. It's
So
disgusting.
that's like a
It's
proven fact that
disgusting.
you pick up other people's habits?
It's possible.
And
Not
y'all
proven fact.
never notice it never be the good traits, it be the bad traits sometimes. Like it always be a bad trait.
But straight up, let's look at this now. When you got two people coming together, because sex is an intimate, it is an interpersonal, it is a deeper something that not only you're not just coming together physically, you are coming together on a supernatural level.
Right.
Because that's how two people become one in the Bible. The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he leaves and cleaves. He leaves his family and he cleaves, or he connects with the woman. And the Bible says, and the two shall become one flesh. It's a great mystery, the Bible says. We don't know how. That's why people even start, when they get older, they even start looking like each other.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
it's a process.
I would
The
wonder-
more you stay with somebody, the more you give of yourself, the more you sacrifice your years for somebody, you literally become one. It is serious. That's why if you have sex before marriage, that's why many girls go off the deep end because they done got hooked into something and it's in their flesh and they crying and they dialing 6 or 7 numbers and hanging up and they going to his job sitting outside and they going, you know what I'm saying? And they acting all crazy and they smashing out windows and scratching up key cars and he's snatching her up in front of everybody and grabbing her neck in public because something has happened on a deeper level and your mind and your body is not sanctioned by God. He has not given you to go ahead. You had illegal sex.
Why you describing
it? Was
like
illegal.
That?
Illegal sex is not just prostitution. Yeah. Illegal sex is anything outside of what God had planned. And when you do that, you're subject to anything. That's why you with the next person and you still think about this man.
Some people even got like, I know some people who just like that, like it'll pick up somebody's traits like this or like be hooked on somebody like this.
Yeah.
To do sexual act and to get over it, that person got to sleep with another person to get over it.
And they try, that's what they think. But actually all it does it complicates things. So that's when you actually give up, when you sacrifice your body. I'm gonna stop pointing at myself. When you sacrifice your body, when you give it up, no pun intended. When you give up what was private and personal, because for whatever reason, why do people do it? They do it for lust and greed. We said Samson. I'll just do it here. That's Judges 16. This is when he meets Delilah. He starts giving up. What did he give up?
He gave up his body, but he wound up giving up his secret too, didn't he? Yeah. The secret to his strength. And when he gave up the secret to his strength, his hair, she said, she called the people that she was connected to, the people that she had allegiance to. That's the point. Just because you feel like you have allegiance to somebody, don't necessarily mean they have allegiance to you.
That's how people get played.
Boom. So you all in love and you all happy and everything, and you chilling, and you don't realize. I mean, it doesn't have to be male and female. It could be just friends. You my best friend, but that don't mean I'm your best friend. You see what I'm saying? Just because I'm your best friend doesn't mean that you're my best friend.
Yeah. That's so bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just that when expectations are called to the carpet, and I thought you were my best friend.
It makes you feel real dumb though.
I'm your best friend, but I have a best friend over here.
You ain't good enough.
When that was not clear, people feel betrayed, and that's when you have revenge. And that's when
people can't just be like, oh, that's my best friend, and y'all ain't talked about it.
You see what I'm saying? Like and you know what? It's assumption.
Some people
make
like,
assumptions.
Yeah, if I hang out with you every day, and we like this, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. Just because we ain't talking about the actions show that you could be my man is like real hard. Right. We hang out with each other every day. What is that? And then you turn around and say something. Oh, you're not my friend, you're not my best friend. So what was all that connection we just did that bonded? Like that make you feel dumb at the end because like just because you ain't talk about it, if I'm showing you something.
That's right, and that's when people get bitter. And that's when people get bitter. And this sounds like high school stuff.
Too heavy.
But this is not, let me tell you.
Just because I check with
grown
every day,
people
that
still have those same assumptions.
Probably got to see them every day.
Grown people still have those same assumptions. That's not just high school, middle school stuff. I told y'all this one time where I was standing in the hallway and I asked a question in one of my classes, you know, can a 13-year-old be in love? And I had the whole school split. Teachers, everybody was weighing in. And it started in my class. I said, can a 13, 14-year-old, can a middle schooler really fall in love? Yes, they can. It was heated. And then we got, I don't even know what you know. And I had the faculty split. They were like, well, yeah, feelings and emotions are real. They're real to them. You know, and they were like, what are you talking about? These people don't even know how to write their behind, you know. So it was split. I didn't even realize what I had started. And a guy came up and he's like, Mrs. Russell, yes, this kid, a middle schooler can be in love because I love her. Right, honey?
She said it in a...
She looked at him and walked away. And he stood there and watched her walk down the hall like...
Oh, man.
She's like, well,
she don't know the monster
she just created. She just walked away, and he was standing there with me. So me and him standing there, I'm like,
that dude's gonna be a monster by high school.
He was destroyed.
Monster.
He couldn't even focus for the rest of the day.
Nope.
That's he was messed up. In the making right there.
He was messed up because he was already ready to marry the girl in middle school, and she was just like, we're only 13. And he made a point to bring her to me while I'm standing on duty in the hallway. Get the class, you know, I'm standing in the hallway. He can't. And she was like, apparently he didn't talk to her. He made an assumption. He was ready to sacrifice everything. He sacrificed his face because his face was on the floor when she walked away. You know what I'm saying? He was on the floor.
His face part was hilarious.
And I was like, son, get the class.
That's all you can say.
Get the class. I love you. And he was messed up. I said, I had to go back and see him before he got on the bus. Like,
Oh,
son,
man.
it's all right, you know.
Oh, man.
But Pete, he was ready to give it up.
He's still in this
He
shit.
sacrificed his secret. Who else sacrificed? It's a plenty of people in the Bible sacrifice. Huh? David. Why did David sacrifice?
He took he was creeping on a lady bathing across from us.
Bathsheba, huh? Yeah, he sacrificed his son. His son wound up dying. His first son that he had. David, who should have been to war, should have been at war. He was chilling. His men-in-law stayed, looked out the window, saw a woman on the roof. Naked, bathing. He's like,
Hello.
send her to me. Bathsheba came in, big old debate about that, whether or not she was doing it so that he could see her, or if he was really exerting his kingly authorities.
Sacrifice.
Long and short of it, he wound up sleeping with her and having his wife and having her husband killed. Sacrifice. And Nathan came to him, the prophet Nathan came to him and said, you know, that was this man, he had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah, right. He had a little lamb, and he loved that lamb like it was his own. And there was a man who had lots of lambs, lots of blah, blah, blah. But do you know when that rich man had a feast, instead of sacrificing one of his lambs, well, one of his livestock, he told him, go get that man's lamb. David jumped up, what? David said, what do you think ought to happen to that man? He should be killed.
You are the man.
You did that. All these women you can have. Why you had to take that woman's husband? That man's wife. The Bible said David fell down. Straight up. He sacrificed. And that's when he wrote Psalm 51. When you see, created me a clean heart, O God, renew within me a right spirit. David wrote that after Nathan exposed. We said, man, you did that. That's you, man. You talking about should be punished? You need to be punished for what you did. You done had that girl's husband killed and you sleeping with his wife. It ain't even right. God saw it. That's a real prophet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now one of these old fake televangelists, you know, some of them televangelists are on it, some of them are not. Don't be telling me God is gonna what? Tell me what God's gonna do. You see what I'm saying? What's gonna happen? And a real prophet can tell it. A real prophet told him, and he realized it, and she was pregnant. That's why he had her husband killed. She got pregnant. She said, listen, you having a baby because what happened? That's all right, I'll take care of your husband. Had that man killed. But he was still found out.
She was in on it though. That's messed up.
You sure? He was the king. We can have that debate today.
But
Who else gave it up?
Moses.
Yeah,
Moses?
Yeah.
I was talking to him.
Moses. You know about Moses? Come up with these scriptures.
Yes, sir.
What time is it? I'm looking at my time.
It's 8:39.
Okay. Moses.
He had to give up his good life in Egypt to go do what God wanted him to do.
Is that true? Yes, it did. He had to
Watch the
get
Prince of Egypt.
He had to give up. He gave up the Egyptian palace.
He had the good life in there.
Well, he didn't give it up willingly. He ran out of there because he had killed it.
Yeah, he was like,
But he could have gotten away with it.
Ramesses was gonna let him get away.
Maybe not. But what
You
he
never
didn't
know.
give up. Let me tell you what's even worse. And we were talking about right now. We're talking about sacrifice in the negative or the pejorative sense. But all sacrifice isn't bad. We'll talk about that in a minute too. All right. Moses was worse than that. At the end of Moses' life,
Yeah.
Moses disobeyed God.
And gave up.
All that great stuff he performed in Egypt. At the end of his life, God told him, because the people were complaining and murmuring, God told him just hit the rock once and water will come out of it. He didn't hit it once. He hit it more than once because he was so frustrated. And God said, I told you don't do that. Because of that, I'll let you see the promised land, but you'll never get in. Isn't that sad to come to the end of your life after all this church? To come to the end of your life after all this stuff you learned in vacation Bible school, Bible study, to come to the end of your life knowing what this book says and don't make it in.
So Moses went to hell?
I didn't say that. He didn't make it to the promised land.
Yeah, she didn't tell you what that.
See that?
On the outskirts.
He looked. He had.
He just sitting there looking at it like.
That's better than the alternative.
He watched.
He in the ghetto.
Everybody at recess, you sitting on the side, just looking,
Sitting on the blacktop.
sitting on the blacktop, everybody else was asleep.
He couldn't go in. He led those people out of Egypt through the wilderness and got to the border. God said, "You stay right here."
Sitting on the
He had to
blacktop.
walk. Because, and let me tell you something. That's tragic. That's tragic for a lot of people in 2013. Because you get all the way to the end of your life, you come into a new place, and then mess around, disobey God, and lose everything. Straight up on a humble. Because when God tells you to do something, obedience is better than sacrifice. Straight up. Speaking of that, Saul lost the kingdom. We can go because of lust and greed. Lust and greed. That's it. Here it is. And that wasn't, maybe I need to put Moses here. Let's talk about pride. People sacrifice because of pride. Let me take Moses out of this.
She wasn't necessarily less than greed after that.
And all anybody who sacrifice because of pride?
No.
I'll tell you somebody.
Biblical?
Like biblically or like in real life? 'Cause I got you in real
I
life.
don't know if Moses should go there.
Go.
Oh, ooh.
Because of pride. Can you think of anybody sacrificing because of
I
pride?
know.
Give me a minute.
The one I'm about to tell you can fit in either one of these. What about Adam and Eve?
Dad, I didn't want you to tell me that.
Adam and Eve.
Because,
Turn to 1 John.
Straight up.